Hi, I'm U.S. Immigration Attorney Karen Wallman. Welcome to my series Top 3 and 5, where I talk about my top 3 concerns in a specific area of U.S. employment-based immigration. Timely topic for this week is the H-1B cap, because the H-1B cap selection lottery begins this Friday, March 7th at noon. So let's dive right in. First 3 things you need to know. Number 1, whether you are a sponsored worker seeking H-1B sponsorship from your employer, or whether you are a company trying to sponsor one of your employees, you need to understand what's a professional specialty occupation. To understand whether these people are workers you can sponsor for an H-1B. Your definition of a professional is almost certainly much broader than the immigration regulatory definition. A professional specialty occupation is one that normally, not just within your company, but across all kinds of companies, requires a related bachelor's or higher degree in a specific academic field that is related to the job duties in order to render people competent for entry-level employment in that occupation. USCIS cares a lot more what the job duties are than what the title is. So title inflation is not going to fool them. Be honest. Do the people in this job, not just within your company, but at other companies similarly situated, need to have a directly related degree in order to do this job? Some roles are very clearly a professional specialty occupation. Lawyer, structural engineer, architect. Some roles are very clearly not. Sales, customer service, real estate broker. And then there are the ones that bring us to issue number 2, where the title and nominal duties are those of a professional, but do you really have sufficient work for this person at a professional level so that the worker is going to be spending the majority of their time doing professional job duties, or is the job description another version of title inflation where you're saying something more grand than what the person is going to be doing? There are 2 classic examples, but there are many more. The 2 classic examples are: small company wants to sponsor someone who has an accounting or finance degree, and they're claiming the offered role is that of an accountant. But if there are no clerical people in that department, and the job duties include those of an accounts payable or accounts receivable clerk, then this is essentially a glorified bookkeeper. So you want to make sure, if you're sponsoring someone as an accountant, that there are clerical people beneath them, that there is a CPA above them or a finance director, that they will be working on ledger entries and audits and assisting with preparation of corporate tax returns and maybe some government mandated financial reporting, to make sure that it's a real accountant job. The other classic example is where you have someone with a Bachelor of Engineering and there's no support people below them. So really the job duties are at least half those of an after-sales support technician. If you're claiming someone is an engineer for an H-1B, you want to make sure there are design responsibilities in there and there's a senior licensed engineer supervising that person. Because if it is a support technician role, USCIS is going to figure that out. And one of the ways they like to figure that out is to send a request for evidence asking for the degrees and job titles and duties of all the other people in the department who support that function. And the third issue is, does the offered salary meet or exceed the prevailing wage for the professional occupation in the location where you're going to have that person working? Every standard occupational classification has 4 different wage levels, and USCIS has a really deep hostility to level 1 wages, and that is especially true where you choose a standard occupational code that is a catch-all group. Any group that ends in 99 is an all other, which means some people in that group are not at the professional level. And in those situations, choosing the level 1 wage is always going to be a high-risk proposition. So those are my top concerns for cap subject H-1Bs.